Today, we're announcing the allocations from the American Rescue Plan Act, better known as ARPA, where the city was provided by the federal government over $66 million. And what we are here today is announcing the breakdown of how we are going to spend that $66 million to improve the quality of life for our citizens in the city of Hialeah. You have charts here explaining the revenues and how they are being broken down. And again, we have working together, finding the best ways to use that money for the infrastructure in the city of Hialeah that will serve our community for many, many years. Part of the ARPA money, they said that some of it could be used for essential workers in the city of Hialeah. I want to remind everybody that the city of Hialeah was probably a city that was closed the shortest. Departments here were open, many departments were open all through the coronavirus. When it was really back last year when most cities were closed. So I'm very, very proud of the work of all the employees of the city of Hialeah. Again, I think we're the city that opened the quickest, and I'm talking all departments. And I think many of you were witnesses to that, that we were the first ones open and serving our community. So we are using approximately $2.1 million to give bonuses to essential personnel in the city of Hialeah. Police, fire, and many other departments that were open, serving the community. We are using $22.3 million for water and sewer, for our infrastructure.
As the mayor said, our capital plan talks about the federal money that we receive in the department, and that equates to $22.3 million in order to go to construction and the improvement mainly of the sewer system. That does two things. That helps keep the rates down because you don't have that much groundwater getting into the system, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, and also helps improve the efficiency of the system. Quickly, this is the technology. This is the pipe that goes inside the clay pipes that are underground, and it's called lining. Typically, our system in the city is made up of 99 pump stations. We are working right now in about 4 of those pump stations, and we should be done with those by the end of the year. We have about 17 pump stations that need additional work. It's not the stations themselves, as far as construction of the stations or the mechanics, it's the pipes underground, and that's what we use in that technology. So what we have decided to do, this is an overall map of the entire city, and these are the areas in the city which are called basins. There are 14 of them specifically. Those are assigned this money in order for us to do the improvements. We're going to break the contract up. It's $11 million that we're dedicating to lining out of the 22. We're going to break the contracts up in 2. The city will be divided in a northern half and a southern half in order to expedite the work. We believe we can get this work done within a year and a half after the contracts are let. What that does for you, and I love this chart, we've been doing this for a long time, since we started heavy in the program in 1998, and so far what this line represents is that we have eliminated 400 million gallons of groundwater a month getting into the system. 400 million gallons of groundwater a month getting into the system. If you use today's rate that we pay Miami-Dade County, that has a saving of $15 to $16 million a month to the taxpayers and the residents of this community.
The other big chunk is $8.3 million, which will go to the streets department for storm drain water.
As the mayor pointed out, my department is receiving about $8.3 to $8.6 million for stormwater improvements. This chart right here shows some of the improvements that we'll be doing. There's several projects that We're going to do full reconstruction. The main focus will be the stormwater drainage. However, the residents will also be able to get a new road because we have to regrade the road to deter the water into the new drainage system. And that will also include curbing, and with additional funding that the city has provided, we'll also be performing new sidewalks. See this area right here, we're basically doing from Lejeune Road to 10th Avenue. That'll be, these two could be put together. It will be from 41st Street to 49th Street. There's a big residential area. All the drainage will be improved with new road, curbing, and sidewalks. Same thing for this area here from East 4th to 6th Avenue, from 9th to 12th Street. Same scope. Over here, 17th Street, between 4th and 8th Avenue on the west side of Hialeah, same scope. And then planning ahead for the future, we're going to start using some of the funds for the design of 16th to 18th Avenue, 3 streets, 38th, 39th, and 40th Street. And that'll be construction coming down the line. For now, we're just going to do the design on that, so we could have probably next year with additional funding and do all those with the same scope, drainage and pavement improvements as well.
Again, this was one of the top priorities with these funds, was the infrastructure to better protect us, especially our water and sewer systems. So we're doing that. We have another $12.2 million, which are losses from our general revenues, that we will be able to use that to plug some of the holes of those losses due to the coronavirus. And then we have another $1 million for other costs that have to do with coronavirus. Again, if you take all these numbers and you have the breakdown, we're looking at almost $48 million. And then there's another $18.3 million that are going to be left for any future expenses that the city might have in the future. Again, today we are grateful that we have been able to get this relief funds from the federal government, and that this will help our city not only in the losses that we've had, losses that we might continue to have due to coronaviruses, but also to be able to do a lot for our infrastructure, especially water, sewer, storm drain, which is the priorities of these funds. These are monies that are, if we would have gotten it, would have taken many, many years to do these projects. And with these funds, we'll be able to get these, and hopefully, again, within a year and a half, we will have these projects done. So that's the top priority for us, to get these things moving as quickly as possible. And with the funds here, that's why we'll be using separate contracts. We want to make sure this is done ASAP. If it wasn't for this, for the help that we got from the federal government, make no mistake, all cities would be in deep, deep trouble. Because this was, first of all, we lost revenues from services that we usually do. Businesses were closing, and our expense. I mean, remember, we were looking after vaccination centers, our officers working overtime, our firefighters were working around the clock on overtime. So if it wasn't for this federal assistance, I can tell you, not only the city of Hialeah, the majority of cities would be in very, very deep problems right now, financially. So this has been something that, again, has given us an opportunity not only to pay off those debts or make up those losses, but also very welcome money to do things, infrastructure work that is going to help our community.